Hello, I'm Steve Johnson, and joined by my good friend Charlie McCary, the inventor of Capt-all. First thing I want to say is we understand you're a busy person, so we're not going to take up much of your time, but this is kind of important. Okay, I have a question, Charlie. We've talked about this before. I have had a mouthful of amalgam fillings. Okay, those are the silver-looking ones, and I come to find out that they have mercury in them. And we're going to get to the reason you're here in just a second, but should I be worried about the fact that I have amalgam fillings in my mouth right now?
Relax, Steve. You're okay. A lot of people have. There's millions and millions of people.
That
with
doesn't
silver
make me
fillings.
feel better. It's okay for them. It's not okay for me.
And it's in your mouth. It's safe. Matter of fact, you get more exposure if you remove them for aesthetic reasons or fear. But you're fine with them because it's elemental mercury. It is set like cement and water mixed together. It is set hard.
Okay, so it's inert. It is not getting into my saliva and my body or anything like that. Of course, and I've had this done also. From time to time, you have to have your amalgam fillings removed. They crack, or you need a crown. Life is fun that way.
Yeah, right.
What we're talking about today is how you remove them. And not only that, but what you do with these things that are safe in your mouth, but not so safe if they get in the water supply.
Right. You're right, because when they're removed, that's when they're a danger. And it's a danger to the environment. And it could be a danger to the healthcare worker changing the equipment. As dentists know, they have an amalgam separator, most of them, because this has been in effect since, for like 50 years. A few years ago, the EPA, the Clean Water Act, put emphasis or mandated, actually, that you have a resource for capturing amalgam, not to let it get into the water supply.
Okay.
Because when it's in the water supply, you can't get it out. It's like what they call a forever chemical.
Yeah, those are the bad ones. Now, when I've had work done and have an amalgam filling taken out, and the dentist is using the drill, and there are little pieces of things in my mouth, and they use a suction tube.
Exactly.
And so that is a way of collecting that material already. That's how it's collected now, correct?
Yes.
So what happens to it?
Well, it is sucked into your vacuum line in your plumbing, and it eventually ends up in the equipment room where there's a big, hopefully they have a big device in there that captures the amalgam. It's called an amalgam separator. It's a huge thing with a big canister on it, about a foot tall and about 5 inches in diameter, and which is good, but the only problem is dentists will put those in and they think, well, I'm good. I got one in there.
Yeah. They're supposed to be changed out, right?
Right. It's supposed to be maintained weekly.
Okay.
It's supposed to be checked weekly.
But we know how things are that we're supposed to check weekly go.
Yeah.
So you forget about it from time
The
to
equipment
time.
room is not a favorite place for people to go.
No.
It's not a favorite place.
Okay, so say you've got an amalgam separator and you don't check it weekly. What happens?
It will fill up quite quickly, actually. Even with, when the hygienist uses that gritty material to polish your teeth, that's called prophy-paste. It usually fills up with prophy-paste because it will capture that. It's so solid. So it will fill up quite frequently. Once it fills up, it's unbeknownst to the doctor, and it goes into what they call a bypass. So all that material you're trying to capture is bypassing, and it's not even working.
Okay, so it's no longer going into the container. It's, when you say bypass, it's just continuing on its merry way down the plumbing.
That's exactly right.
Okay,
Through the water supply.
Into the water supply.
Yes.
And in the water supply, there are acids, and heck, depending on where your water ends up going, I mean, it's that elemental mercury. That inert mercury
becomes methyl mercury.
Okay.
And that's what you find in fish and that's when it's a neurotoxin.
Okay, a forever chemical.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so And there's one more problem. We've talked that there's a collection method, but there's something on the chair.
Yeah,
What
there
that?
is, and I'm glad you brought that up. It's called a chairside trap, and that is what captures the bigger particles to keep them from, damaging your equipment. So the trained or supposedly trained hygienist or assistant will change those, and a lot of times they don't realize that 70% of the amalgam is caught there, and they just throw it in the trash.
Okay.
Which goes goes to a landfill,
Yeah.
and that, believe it or not, gets into the water table.
Oh yeah,
eventually.
no. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just why you're supposed to recycle so many products. Is why you don't take your old spray paint cans, or you shouldn't put them in the
Right.
garbage. You take them to a recycling center so that stuff doesn't get in the water supply.
Exactly.
And the water supply, that's such a nice term, but we're talking about the water we drink.
Yes.
The water we drink,
And,
and
yeah,
putting
cook
chlorine
with.
and things like that, treating your water, that doesn't take out mercury.
Exactly. So that's the why they came out with the Clean Water Act
Yeah.
and this emphasis on capturing it.
Okay, so you invented something thinking of the problems with the current systems.
Yes.
They're well intended and do an okay job, but they don't do a great job. They're not perfect. And you have a product that you invented that gets it all.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have a piece of that with you?
I have one here.
Aha. Funny that you
So-
do.
So,
So that's it.
yeah, well, when you're at the dentist and they are going to cut out an old filling.
And they use the suction tube. Yeah.
Right. And they just use like a straw looking
Yeah.
piece of plastic. Well, instead of using that straw piece, only when you're removing an amalgam, you would use this product. And it has like a 3 micron filter in it,
Okay.
which is designed to it lets water and air go through it so you don't lose your suction, but it will capture the particulate matter, which is the amalgam.
Okay.
And when you've used it, you put it in a container. When that container is full, we send a recycling label and of course, we send the dentist a certificate of recycling. But what's more important is we remove that little filter, then we take our plastics and we send it back to our injection molding company, and they make new products with it.
Okay, so not only are you recycling or treating the old pieces of amalgam filling and making sure they're not dangerous anymore to the water supply, you're not putting little chunks of plastic in the landfill either.
Exactly.
You're recycling that.
Right. It's a closed system.
Okay, so why would anybody not want to do this?
That's why we're here.
Because
We're telling the story.
Dentists drink water and their families drink water, and nobody wants to be drinking mercury.
Yeah. Well, we've talked to people at water authorities at different municipalities, and they say the point of source is the best way to capture.
And that's what. Hold
And
that
that's
up
what
again.
this
That's
is.
the point of source.
You capture it right here in the mouth.
Chuck, could you stick that in your mouth? Show me how.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But that is the best method.
Okay, and it's called Capt-all.
Exactly.
It's called Capt-all, made by Dove Dental Products.
Right.
And you are the inventor.
Yeah, no, you keep saying that. I don't need it for my ego.
Well, I know, but I do think it's important. Let's one more question. Why did you think to do this?
Well, as you know, I've been in the dental business for
Yeah.
like 40 years. So I designed dental offices. I managed service technicians.
Yeah.
We'd have calls from dentists saying, my suction's not working. And invariably would go out, and it would be the amalgam separator.
And it'd
It's
be
got
going into
so
it would
full.
be into bypass. So
Yeah, even when it's in a bypass, eventually it will even clog the whole system.
Ah.
And we just had so many of those calls, and then I would start asking, well, do you check the amalgam separators for these dentists when you go in there? And they say, we do, and almost 90% of the time they're overfilled.
Okay.
So I knew there was a problem.
Overflowing.
And overflowing. So does anybody like paying for something that's not working?
No.
No.
And nobody, once again, wants to drink water with mercury in it.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Hold it up one more time. This is what Capt-all looks like. There's the cool logo, and dentists can have this, can use this, and do something for their families and everybody else, can't they?
That's right.
All right, Charlie McCary, the inventor of Capt-all. Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
All right, and thank you for being with us, and thank you for your valuable time.